All right, looks like we're live. Let's make sure it's going out okay on the old YouTubes there. Come on. My internet's been kind of wonky, so I want to make sure. All right, sounds okay. All right, yeah, just sort of a lazy Sunday night stream here. Um, actually, should probably be working. I actually have a scripted video coming up. Can actually bang out a script, believe it or not just ramble off the top of my head. I want to cover the Amalgam comics back from the '90s. It was a joint thing Marvel and DC did. Marvel and DC were doing a lot of crossovers in the '90s. Even did the big Marvel versus DC event too, and a spinoff of that was something called the Amalgam Universe, which was a universe that was a combined Marvel and DC universe where two different characters would be combined into one character, their look and backstory and all combined. There were a few interesting things come out of it. There was Dark Claw, which was a combination of Wolverine and Batman. Super Soldier, combination of Captain America and Superman. A couple things like that. I want to cover about 5. There was 2 waves and 1 shots back then. I want to cover about 5 of them and a bit of a bit of an overview of the Amalgam stuff as a whole. A few of them are pretty good. Are pretty good reads, worth checking out. I actually on the Bechtloff Facebook page I shared some Facebook page was posting them in their entirety, and I shared a few of the better ones. But I want to try and do a few more goofy nerd shit like that. And comics are the thing I know the most about. So, real quick in the chat, we got Told You Stink Bechtloff. I learned today Pokemon Black and White is about the Freemasons and satanic infiltration of the Vatican. Saw a 30-minute video. Yeah, I saw you post that in the Discord. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it, but I don't know anything about the most generations of Pokemon. I know I go with the Bulbasaur thing, but I'm not actually that big of a Pokemon fan. The Bulbasaur thing would just kind of started as a joke. If it's not Gen 1, I really don't know shit about it. I played a little bit of either Sun or Moon. I want to say Sun. But I got like most of the way through that one. Sometimes there is, I mean, you laugh, but sometimes there is really the stuff like that really is hidden in those games. Lord knows a lot of JRPGs are all about how are just a metaphor for how corrupt the Catholic Church is for some reason. I don't know why the Japanese are really woke on that question, but apparently they are. Steve's Jerky says, I met someone, Bechtloff, slightly older woman. Well, that's cool. Nothing wrong with older woman. I mean, granted, we're both getting not spring chickens ourselves, but a lot of the women I dated when I was a younger man were a little bit older. Hell, I dated one that was still really good looking, but almost 40 back when I was 25. But that was more me just being a toy, if I'm being honest with you. Depression Quest Let's Play win. I should do more Let's Plays. I don't know. Maybe for if I was gonna do one for a joke, though, it'd probably be what's the gay bear dating simulator that all the woke nerd rags are pushing now? Daddy Dream, something like that. It'd be fucking funny. I want to try and get Forney to do that. Somewhere there may be academic papers on Pokemon. We have no idea. I knew somebody put in a paper in some bullshit college class about how Star Wars promotes slavery because all the droids are clearly sentient, and everyone acknowledges that the droids are all clearly sentient and still treat them all as property. Uh-oh, Daddy Dream. Oh no, Daddy Date. No, just no. Daddy Date now available for the Switch. Speaking of which, I got Mario Maker, and I got myself a Switch Online. If any of you have a Switch Online, you could just add me as a friend. The friend code is 399564556784. So there you go. And I posted on Bechtloff Facebook page. Luke should post it on the Twitter at some point. I threw up a couple of courses. I still don't have everything unlocked in Mario Maker. You got to play a good amount of the story mode or shit like that to get stuff unlocked. Steve's Jerky says any $5 super chats to Bechtloff gets a pack of jerky. Okay, well, good to know. I guess go ahead and if you send a $5 super chat, go ahead and message him at facebook.com/ is it Steve's Jerky or Steve's Kitchen? I believe it's Steve's Jerky, yeah. Yeah, it's Steve's Jerky. Facebook.com/ Steve's Jerky. A little confused because I thought the page used to come up. Yeah, the page comes up as Steve's Kitchen, but it's facebook.com/ Steve's Jerky. If you send a $5 super chat, you can get yourself a bag of jerky. So there you go. Thank you very much, Steve. Is the pigeon and the chick still in the game? In Mario Maker 2, I'm not sure what you're talking about. There is a pigeon. He gives you like level missions. There's a story mode actually where you're helping the toads rebuild one of Peach's castles. You got to go on level missions to get it done. And that's actually how you unlock a lot of stuff. Like there's some stuff I don't really have in unlocked yet. Like I know I don't have the there's like a hammer power up where it turns you into Mario Maker Mario and you get a big hammer and stuff. There's a Super Ball power up like in the Mario Land. I wanted to say games, but just the one game where it's like the Fireball, but instead it's the Super Ball. I'd like to get that, but I don't have that online. I think there's a few more enemies I still need to get. I threw up one level. It was just messing around in 3D world mode or 3D land mode, whatever. It's fun stuff so far. Fun stuff so far. Let's see. Somebody says that can't be real. Are you talking about the daddy dating thing? Oh, that's real. It's as serious as a heart attack. So, story. Apparently, for some reason, Tom Cruise and Justin Bieber are fighting. So this is off of boundingintocomics.com. I'm sure it's on other places, but this just happens to be where I saw it. UFC boss Dana White confirms talks are taking place to make the Tom Cruise versus Justin Bieber fight happen. I don't know why they're arguing, but White spoke at #Sports 2019 about the possibility to fight. As reported by MMA Junkie, White stated, "I should have known this was going to be the first question. Listen, if I can make that fight, I'll be all over that fight. It'd be the biggest pay-per-view in history of pay-per-view." He has confirmed talks for the fight are happening. Talk of Bieber fighting Tom Cruise started when the musician took to Twitter to challenge the Mission Impossible and Top Gun actor. Apparently, Justin Bieber tweeted out of nowhere, "I want to challenge Tom Cruise to fight in the octagon. Tom, if you don't take this fight, you are scared and will never live it down." Why? What the? It's just like out of nowhere. Why do they have like a long-standing feud? Tom Bombadil sends $4.99 and says Steve Jerky stymie curses. I'm not sure if $4.99 counts. That's not quite $5. You'll have to ask Steve if he'll let that slide. But thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, why the fuck are they fighting? I don't know. Fight me in real life, Tom. Yes, exactly. Bieber versus Cruz. Interesting. Isn't Cruz 50 or just above? Is Bieber even 40 yet? Oh fuck no. Bieber's. I'm not even sure if he's 25. Maybe he is. When the hell did he have his first like big hit when he was all over the place? I want to say that was like 2008, 2009, something like that. It was roughly around the time Chris Brown got in trouble for beating the shit out of Rihanna the first time. And because I remember somebody called into my local top 40 station because they stopped playing Chris Brown because of the scandal at the time. And somebody called in and goes, I just want to applaud you for not playing Chris Brown anymore. Not because of what he did, just because I don't like him. I don't like his music. Now, if only Justin Bieber could beat somebody up. And there was only like one hit song of his at the time, but I remember at the time he was something like 15 or something then. He was just a kid. He was just some child star. So I mean, Bieber's probably like 25 now. You know, I mean, if he's in good shape, I mean that's the prime of your life. He says my money is on Cruz. He's got that old man strength. Well, Cruz isn't. You know, I mean, he's an action star still, so he's in good shape. Again, I don't particularly know why there's a feud between them or whatever. You know, if I guess just maybe Justin Bieber just thought he needed some publicity. As far as I know, he hasn't really had a hit in a little while, but I don't know. I barely listen to current shit anymore. I'm getting old. I always have my channel on like the 90s channel. So it says, after hearing about Bieber doing a flying piano act, and he apparently can dance well, I would not like to fight a man half my age. It hurts for a long time to recover. Yeah, like I said, I don't understand why that's like a feud out of nowhere. I don't pay enough attention to celebrity gossip, particularly like kind of those normie celebrities like them. I also don't necessarily like. There's sort of this weird thing, and it's when you're dealing with artistic layman sends $5 and says Steve's Jerky, Heaven's Jerky. Thank you very much for the super chat. Obviously, Steve should have no problem getting your contact information. But anyways, I never really follow. Like if you go anywhere, like Facebook, Twitter, what have you, any of the social medias, you know, you see something like Justin Bieber, and it's like this low hanging fruit. Anytime there's some sort of pop singer or group or something, then there's this like weird backlash against it. I shouldn't say weird, but just it's almost as annoying or even more so than the fans. It's like some sort of weird, I don't want to say virtue signaling, but like cool guy signaling or something. Like, everybody, look how much I hate Justin Bieber. Like, okay, that's fantastic. I don't really think about Justin Bieber myself. Yeah. That one song he had back in like '08 or something, that first hit of his was annoying. And I say that as somebody who generally likes pop music. But whatever. I mean, they don't play it anymore, so I don't care. Celebrity dance battle. Now that would get all the clicks and follows. They could stream the multi-part battle on YouTube. Will be paused and hilarious. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really follow a lot of the normie celebs anymore, and I don't even follow current music that much now. I guess I'm officially gotten old enough. I don't listen to current music. I'm on my oldies station of the '90s station. How about that? On the '90s, or sometimes Pop 2K or something like that on my satellite radio. If not that, I'm on like, I don't know, talk radio or something. But not like politics. I have like there's like a religious talk radio on my channel, on my satellite radio. So yeah, I couldn't really tell you. I mean, I wander over to the current channels a little bit. There's a few current songs I think are catchy and fun, but yeah, yeah. I'm getting old. I want to sit around listening to the '90s station. The different decade stations on the satellite radio and the Sirius, and there's 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and Pop 2K, the 2000s. And there used to be a 40 station, believe it or not, but I think Channel 4 turned into something else. But all of them do on the weekend. They'll do the top 10 songs, like a countdown of that week in a particular year. Like I think they were doing 96. My boomer dad, every time he's in the car, he turns to the 60s station. So that's how I know they do it too. I actually listen to the 60s or 70s sometimes. Listen to the 80s once in a while, but I don't know. I mean, I'm an 80s baby, but I was 7 when the 80s ended, so it's not like I remember a great deal of them. To me, the 80s was, what music did I like in the 80s? I don't know, the Ninja Turtle theme song. That was the fucking Mario music. That's about what I liked in the 80s. Bechtloff, you need the inspiration of the new and possibly soon Olympic sport of pole dancing. Oh yeah, I saw you shared an article on Facebook, Donovan, pole dancing as a possible Olympic sport. I don't know if that's a sport so much as an art, but okay. I mean, these days, if you had a bunch of hot bitches doing pole dancing at the Olympics, that'd be fucking. That's that's wholesome and life affirming compared to most of what we have now. At least it's not some demonic looking drag queen molesting children at a library. It's not. It's not. Oh, what is the person that does queer kids on YouTube? It's like it's like gay paused AIDS Pee Wee Herman or something. Like just seeing a hot chick dance. I mean, that's good old fashioned fun right there. So he says, how does Beckloff feel about Taylor Swift's Pride song? The last few songs she's released, like one was like "You Need to Calm Down." Then there's something that was I heard was like a Pride anthem or something. I actually haven't heard. Believe it or not, I think the last song of hers I remember hearing, like actually that she released and I listened to. I want to say it was "Look What You Made Me Do," which I think is a pretty good song actually. But I don't know. She just sort of made me sad when she went all Illuminati and endorsed the fucking. She sold out. And I don't mean like artistically or some snobbish shit like that. I mean she just sold out to the fucking demonic pedophiles running YouTube, or running Hollywood, I should say. Yeah, not all that interested in her these days. I liked her for the longest time. You could go back on this channel if you listen to like my shitty podcast that nobody listened to with my fucking $20 mic. I had a segment on one of them where I talked, and this was 2014, something like that. Where I talked about like I love Taylor Swift, and this was before all the fucking wignats had latched onto her. And my reason for that is, I mean, I like pop music in the first fucking place, but even though I'm obviously not the target demographic of Taylor Swift's music, I found it, especially back then, very refreshing that you had an artist that was unapologetically girly and really unapologetically white, even though that wasn't overtly said. In an age of bitchy feminism, I just found that very refreshing. And there were cute little love songs, So yeah, I just decided, you know what, I'm going whole hog. I love Taylor Swift, the brand. Even back then, I said, I don't know what kind of person she is. This is what she's selling us. I don't know what she's really like. But, Taylor Swift, the brand, is not what Taylor Swift, the brand, once was. So, I don't know. Maybe on the Discord, I'll start doing Mariah Carey posting or something. Used to be a huge fucking Mariah Carey fan back in the day. She was smoking hot, and she had a hell of a voice. I think she still holds a record, Mariah Carey. I think she either the only solo artist or the only female solo artist to have at least one hit single every year in a decade. Every year throughout the 90s, she had at least one hit single, like number one single, I should say. One number one on the chart single. 90 through 99. Somebody says she sort of kept her figure and still has that voice. Oh, yeah, she's still a great singer, and she's certainly not a bad-looking woman. She's good Lord, she's got to be like 50. If she's not 50, she's close to 50. And I still would. I don't know about you, but I'd still fuck her. Hell, at this point with Tay-Tay going all fucking woke, blue hair cat lady, I think at this point I'll take Mariah over her. So he says, "How feral do you want your POC grandkids to be?" Well, I'm not particularly sure I'm going to breed at all, so sort of a moot point. I mean, I don't know what's better, what's worse. Would you prefer a feral quadroon as a grandkid? That's out there going all Coney 2012, leading the army of child soldiers. Or would you rather your grandson be Desmond is Amazing, but pure white? So there you go. There's your choices. There's your clown world choices. Which one do you want? It says she can tame your dog with high pitches. If you're talking about Mariah Carey, yes, she can. I swear, I think Mariah Carey could have broken a fucking wine glass with her voice back in the day. She had an amazing range. For some reason, I think half black chicks are often really hot. Mariah Carey's a keen example of that. But I remember there's a couple of mulatto kids. Because the place I grew up, Waldorf, Maryland, it was a suburb of an Air Force base. Bedroom community of an Air Force base, I guess, technical term, whatever you call it. But when there's an Air Force base, you ended up with at least for the late 80s, early 90s, an odd amount of half breeds. A lot of mulattoes and a lot of half white, half Asians. And there were these two girls, and I can't if I can remember their name. One of them was named Amber. I can't remember the older sister's name, but they were about 4 years apart. And what was really weird about them is, they were mulattoes, but both of them slamming hotties growing up. But even though they were 4 years apart, they looked like the same fucking person. Just for like it was like there was time travel going on. Like somehow they were twins that one had aged 4 years faster or something. So he says, what about, as you say, the mystery meat in the Spider-Man movies playing MJ? I don't think that's a mulatto. She looks like those fucking pictures that National Geographic keeps telling us everybody's going to look like in 100 years. Donovan Warland says Mariah Carey could hold a wine glass on her hiney back when she was young. Man, no fucking lie, man. She was a slamming hottie. Like I said, she's almost 50, and I still would. Somebody says, what about the tranny in the upcoming Spider-Man movie? I don't really know almost anything about the upcoming Spider-Man movie, if I'm being honest with you. I really haven't been paying attention to the trailers about it, and I don't have any intention on seeing it. I'm not. I'm done. I'm done with the MCU. I'm done with this version of Spidey. You know, there was a few interesting things about Homecoming. I really liked Michael Keaton's Vulture in it. But Spider-Man's not an independent enough in this portrayal. I like that we have a Spider-Man in a movie that's in a shared universe. That's cool. And I understand some element of him looking up to the older superheroes and stuff. And even back in the original Silver Age comic, there was a little bit of that, but he wasn't taking his fucking mask off and telling everybody his real name every 3 fucking seconds. He didn't he didn't follow fucking Tony Stark around like a puppy. It just somebody says Holly Berry plays her ebonics to around black journalists. Probably. Somebody says she'd be sexy if she lost the attitude and wasn't replacing a redhead. That's the other thing. You take the racial issues aside, this portrayal of MJ is fucking awful. And I realize it's technically a different character because it's not even the same name. But set that aside for a moment. If this was a smoking hot redhead chick playing that exact same characterization of MJ, I'd fucking hate it. Somebody said, "Did you hear about a Spidey Venom crossover?" I heard rumors about it, but who knows what's going to come of what. So he says, "Watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse on Netflix this Friday. It was good." Oh yeah, I saw it was on Netflix. I'm probably going to watch it a little later tonight. I watched Incredibles 2 yesterday. Really liked it. I liked Incredibles was probably my favorite Pixar movie, obviously because I'm a superhero fan. And I thought for the longest time that it was a damn shame it never got a follow-up. You know, I mean, you can get 47 fucking Cars movies. You can get a dozen fucking Toy Story movies, but we couldn't get Incredibles 2 for the longest time. I left you approve of blacked.com. I wouldn't say I approve of blacked.com. No. I don't write for the Weekly Standard, so no, I don't have a subscription to blacked.com. There was a Swamp Thing series I was looking forward to. I heard they canceled it after one episode. Supposedly they canceled it due to some sort of weird accounting error. It got canceled before it ever aired. Spider-Man 2099 is in the post-credits, by the way, for Spider. I did see that scene actually on YouTube. It's pretty funny. I like Spider-Man 2099. It's a shame he doesn't get more. A live-action Spider-Man 2099 would be bitching. And hell, he's biracial too, so they could even scratch the diversity itch. He's half Hispanic, half white. You know, his name is literally Miguel O'Hara. But yeah, Spider-Man 2099 is badass. It's basically Spider-Man meets Blade Runner. I mean, it's cool shit. So he says, what if they were both women on black.com? Well, like a black chick and a white chick? I don't know. I mean, I don't really morally approve of porn, but I've cranked it to a black chick and a white chick before going at it with each other. Not gonna lie to you. I actually saw a Spider-Man 2099 T-shirt at FYE today. I was wandering around the mall a little bit. It was like $25. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm being a little cheap this week because I'm getting a paycheck this week. I'm not working this week, so next week I won't. Which, by the way, hit up them super chats. You can get $5 for a pack of jerky from Steve's Jerky, by the way, folks. Send a $5 super chat, and then you message Steve's Jerky, and you can get yourself a pack of jerky then. But yeah, it was Spider-Man 2099 and Hulk 2099. That's another thing I might do an overview video of is the 2099 universe. It's kind of interesting because like there was a bunch of series that spun off of it, but really like the whole thing started because writer Peter David had the idea for Spider-Man 2099. He approached Marvel. He said, "Can we do this?" And they were like, "That sounds great." And then Marvel decided, let's stretch it into a whole line. And that's why you got a bunch of shit in the 2099 universe. I mean, a lot of it wasn't. it wasn't bad by design. It was just bad by execution. A lot of it, like the pitch for a lot of the different 2099 versions, were solid. Like I like the kind of Ghost in the Shell premise of Ghost Rider 2099. Like Ghost Rider 2099 is this like hacker dude, like black, like this white hat hacker. We are anonymous kind of guy. And in the year 2099, you can actually get your consciousness uploaded into the internet because it was the mid 90s when this was written, and everyone thought the internet was magic. But he gets his consciousness up into the internet, and at that point, somebody breaks in and kills it, like shoots him. So his body is dead, but his disembodied consciousness is in the internet, and somehow he manages to get himself into this robot body. So he's walking around in this robot body. It looks kind of like a Terminator skeleton. And he puts like a big, because he was some biker dude, of course. So he puts like a big old leather jacket over himself, and the head like generates this hologram fire. So he looks like Ghost Rider, even though there's nothing really supernatural about him. But I mean, there's kind of the ghost element, because it was just kind of cool. I never really read much of the X-Men 2099. I read a little bit of Punisher 2090. It was okay. It was basically the same thing as Punisher. It was just a different guy. Jake Gallows, I think was his name. Jake something like his last name was like a G. Started with a G, not that much. And it's just basically Punisher with more high-tech weapons. There was nothing really different about Jake's personality as opposed to like Frank Castle. Whereas like Miguel O'Hara was a very different man than Peter Parker. I like how Miguel O'Hara had like his spider powers were more like gross, basically. Like he had organic webbing he would shoot out of his wrist, which some different continuities of Spider-Man have had, but mainline Spider-Man had mechanical web shooters. But he also had actually like talons on his fucking feet and toes, and that's how he was able to like really strong talons that would like retractable in the end of his fingers and toes. Then that's how he was able to climb on shit. And he actually had fucking fangs that could inject venom into people. Like they didn't exactly use this a lot, but there's times where he actually fucking bit motherfuckers and poisoned them. Somebody says, I don't know if it's real. Hang on. What? Somebody's talking about there's black.com underwear. What the fuck? It's similar to Calvin Klein underwear, but it has the phrase blacked on the band hems. Somebody says Movie Bob 2099. Checkmate. You know what Movie Bob 2099 looks? I just thought of it. Because it would be all cyborg, right? So remember the enemy in Doom 2 that was like the really fat motherfucker and his arms were like two big old rocket launchers? That's Movie Bob 2099. There you go. We just nailed it. Movie Bob 2099. There it is. I don't know what's going on with your chat, man. You talk about fucking black.com underwear. Y'all some crazy motherfuckers. Luke's sending me a hot stripper girl gift. That's one fantastic. Of course, it's not. It's just R-rated. It's not naked. The black underwear is there to show the black brand in pics on Instagram. I swear, Black must have one hell of a fucking budget. Given that they're doing just a niche brand of porn, they've got a hell of a marketing team, don't they? Almost makes you wonder if there's some shady motherfuckers funding it. Besides the Amish, is there anything pause about Pennsylvania? Pittsburgh is an insanely gay city. Like, I lived in Pittsburgh around 2003 for about a year. And even back then, just every bar, rainbow flags. This was 2003. every bar, rainbow flag, shit like that. Somebody says Philadelphia, cool. I've only visited Philly a little bit. Been to like Comic Cons there. I was there, I was there for jury duty a month or so ago. Well, I was there for the jury duty selection. I actually went up to Easton for the actual trial. He says Mancubus is the name of the fat demon from Dune 2. Well, there you go. That if you want to know what Movie Bob 2099 would look like, Mancubus. Luke, I'm told there's apparently blacked underwear.
I think it's in the advertisements.
If there are safe for work pics of that, for just for the audience's sake, let us know. Obviously, we don't need the pic of the model on the soul pole, but the audience demands to know if the black underwear is indeed true. Somebody says I love Philly. But yeah, I think I might do a little video on the 2099 stuff. I got a video coming up on the, like I said, the amalgam stuff. I just gotta finish up the script, do the audio, and then Luke's gonna record it. I showed Luke a place where he can get the full comics for a bunch of the oh good God, it is real.
I'm not sure if that's you buy them, but I found it models with it on.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually at the store. I think that's just they just probably make it for the fucking girls. Good Lord. All right, that's enough. We throw up some 2099 pics or some hot girl pics or something like that. Hot girls not wearing black underwear. Somebody in the chat. LOL, he found it. Luke will find it, man. Luke's his own fucking Google. I'm pretty sure he's got some cybernetic attachment to the internet. Somebody in the chat says, that's right. Yeah, indeed. So, yeah. There's Movie Bob 2099. How about that? I guess that's the new Doom design of him. Probably from Doom Eternal, I guess. He's going to throw Movie Bob's head on it. That's fucking fantastic.
There we go.
Oh, Lordy.
Perfect fit.
Oh, perfect. Yes, indeed. It is perfect. it kind of does look like it belongs there. Now that's a gunt right there. Forget Ethan Ralph. We got Gunt Gate right over here. Good Lord. Oh. Oh man. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Movie Gunt. Yes, indeed. He looks like Krang. People talking about the black underwear some more. Hell of a budget that site apparently has. Somebody says, "What would the MCU have to do to get you back?" I don't know, man. There's probably a few movies they might be able to do that I check out, but I just I mean it's done. Like the main story's done. You know, Captain America's done. Tony Stark's dead. You know, it's just everything's just done. You know, it's wrapped up. Like, what else is there to do at this point? I mean, there's plenty of stories Avengers stories we didn't do that we didn't get to, but I mean, it's too late. We're done. You know, I mean, maybe they'll do like a Namor movie and it'll look really good and I'll check it out or something like that. Who knows? But no, a whole bunch of Captain Americas and twink Spider-Man who lust for Daddy Tony Stark's dick. I'm not into that. It's not what we're not looking for that. Somebody says, I would ask about Boogie 2099, but sadly he died just now. Press F for Boogie. Yes, indeed. Always press F for Boogie. Continuously dying. He's like Kenny. Kenny from South Park. Somebody says, truly. No, Boogie's not dead. That's just a meme. Everybody just says Boogie's dead. Because wouldn't you believe that Boogie just randomly died because the guy like weighs like 400 pounds? Like, of course you'd believe that. Like, why would you even doubt that? Anita Sarkeesian hooked up to the oh. Somebody says Etika 2099. Is that the black dude that killed himself? Like he was a Smash player or whatever? I think that's Etika, yeah. I didn't really follow him, so like everybody's sad about him, and I'm like, I don't know, I didn't follow him. I'm like, oh no. Now who's gonna play Dragon Ball Z games on stream for us? I don't know, every other black nerd, I guess. Just some thoughts on Etika. Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on Etika. Couldn't really tell you. I mean, I'm not, I didn't hate him because I didn't know anything about him. So it's not like I'm glad he's dead. I mean, I'll make jokes about it because I don't care. But yeah, I don't know anything about him. I don't really follow the professional Smash guys. The pro Smash scene is that's a level of autism I just can't get down with. To be honest, esports in general is a level of autism I just can't get down with. It just seems like a whole bunch of guys taking fucking video games way too seriously, just sort of sucking the life out of it. It's the same with the speedrunners. I just can't get down with the speedrunners. Actually, speedrunners are an even more unique form of autism. That, like I said, I'm not down with.
The Polito form is dead, insect. Are you afraid? What is it you fear?
Eldritch Fan sends $5 and says, by the way, you can get yourself some Steve's jerky then. Go ahead and message Steve. The Jasmine actress in the new live-action Aladdin is ridiculously beautiful. Luke, find some of her in the red slave girl suit if possible. Okay. Well, I remember, yeah, when Jafar... I haven't seen the live-action Aladdin, so I don't know how closely it follows the Disney cartoon, but I kind of did want to see it. At first, I thought it looked terrible, like the early onset pictures, but the more I saw of it, the better it looked. And of all the Disney Renaissance era animated stuff, I think Aladdin's by far the best. Are those late 80s into the 90s Disney animated stuff? I'd put Aladdin head and shoulders above the rest. Aladdin is a fantastic movie. Hell, even the direct-to-video sequels, Aladdin 2 and 3 are pretty good. And the TV show was even really good. Yeah, I loved Aladdin as a kid. So I do kind of want to see the live-action thing. So he says, how about the speedrunner with the cowboy hat? I don't know who that is, so I couldn't tell you. So he says, from what I heard, Boogie had to get his belly tissue dealt with, the skin and all because of how quick he lost weight. There's the cartoon version of Aladdin in a red slave girl outfit. Somebody says the only thing I know about Etika is that blacks really can't swim in shallow water. Ooh, I disavow. I disavow that. Somebody says no. They want the live action one, Luke. They want the live action one.
I'm looking, but it's hard to find. I think this is, I'm not sure if this is it.
Somebody brings up a good point that says Aladdin had only one sin. Every Disney film had a. Oh yeah, that's. Ooh.
I think I found it.
Every Disney film had a genie-esque after it, and those characters were annoying as hell. If you mean like some character that is the comic relief voiced by some comedian, I guess like I don't know a lot. I think Lion King is the last one of those I saw in a theater for a while. I don't really think there was anything like that in Lion King. I mean, it was Timon and Pumbaa were the comic relief, but I wouldn't say they were all that annoying. I know Eddie Murphy did that dragon in Mulan, and I heard that was pretty annoying, but I didn't really see it. I didn't see that or Hunchback or Hercules. I never saw any of those. But yeah, Aladdin was fantastic. And like I said, as far as I know, it's the only one of those Disney cartoons to have good direct-to-video sequels. Return of Jafar is serviceable, and King of Thieves is actually pretty good. Hell, the Aladdin cartoon, which takes place in between parts 2 and 3, is actually pretty damn good. Somebody says Rosie O'Donnell and Tarzan. Oh, that does sound awful. Although Rosie O'Donnell does already look like a gorilla, so I guess that's a fitting. Yeah, they could animate using motion capture. Yeah, once I saw him like looking blue and all that stuff, I didn't think the Will Smith genie looked that bad. But you still shouldn't be blocking all of the hot jasmines, though. I'm just saying. Let's have hot jasmine instead of There we go. And she is a good-looking girl. I heard that actress is actually a Christian. Interestingly enough. Somebody says Hercules had Danny DeVito. He was really good. I didn't see Hercules. Somebody says Rouge should be Aladdin. Okay. I don't know why that was so funny to me, but it's just Eddie Murphy Dragon is apparently a phoenix in the live action. I didn't even know there was a live action Mulan coming out. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I know that I guess they're basically just doing all the Disney Renaissance stuff. Like I heard they're doing a Little Mermaid. Supposedly Melissa McCarthy is in talks of what was the fat octopus lady in Little Mermaid? What was her name?
Ursula?
Ursula, yeah, the octopus witch. Supposedly Melissa McCarthy is in talks to play Ursula. Which I can't find any fault with that casting. I mean, I'm not a fan of Melissa McCarthy, but I just picture her looking like Ursula, and I'm like, that fits.
Huh. Yep. Here we go.
Yeah, okay.
But can she sing?
As much as Little Mermaid is an entertaining film, it's a good kids movie. It's funny. It's the animation's great and all. It's probably the first time Disney had a movie where it's like there really isn't a moral. Like nobody learns anything. If anything, the fucking father, Poseidon, has the most arc in that he just has to accept the fact that his daughter is a fuck up. He just has to just come to peace with that. That's his character arc. Like, hand her off to some dude. Maybe you could fucking get her to calm down. I don't know. Like, but Ariel's like a fucking selfish bitch, and just there's no punishment. There's no moment where she realizes like she was being a cunt. You know what I mean? There's just whatever. She's just rewarded at the end.
And I think in the straight to DVD sequel, Ariel does everything in her power to keep her daughter from knowing about the underwater world.
It's just like she learns nothing. Other people clean up her mess, and she's barely grateful. Like, and that's the Little Mermaid there. Like, you know, great animation, great character designs, catchy songs. Everybody liked the funny Jamaican crab. All that stuff's great, but it's not as bad as Frozen. Frozen is, I think, that's the first Disney movie where, like, right away, like, not even halfway through it, I'm like, this is horrible. Like, it's not that it's not an entertaining movie. It's just the morals in Frozen are fucked up beyond belief. First of all, on a plot level thing, like, okay, I get it. Like, the king had to keep his daughter's powers a secret, but they don't really establish why. Was it like the religion of that country would have thought she was a witch or something? They sort of kind of hint around that, but it just kind of felt like he's the king. You know what I mean? He could have been like, look, the God has blessed my daughter with these awesome powers. And anybody who thinks differently, well, I'm the king. I'll cut your fucking head off. You know? So I don't really get why we have to keep her powers a secret, why we can't just train her to use her powers. But even that aside, like, all these diplomats show up and then her powers go apeshit and she freezes all the, you know, and nobody can leave and everybody's dying in a fucking icy hell. And she just runs off to the mountains and like, fuck it. And I'm like, you're like, you did this shit in the middle of summer. Okay. Crops are dying. Your whole fucking kingdom's fucked. You've trapped diplomats in a death trap. So that's basically an act of war. And you just don't even try to fix it. And then when people come up there and they're like, you got to fix this shit. She's like, oh, I can't. Leave me alone. At that point, I'm with the guys who are like, okay, well, let's try cutting her head off. See if that reverses it. Like the guy who was like, we should kill her. Especially at that point when she's like, I'm not even going to try to help you. He's the good guy at that point.
You know? But now they're turning the sequel into some sort of big adventure epic.
So, like I said, I don't get in Frozen why she had to keep her powers a secret. But you know what? I'll set that aside as okay. We need to move the plot along. But then that moment, as I'm watching it, this isn't even something I thought of later. As I'm watching it, when she's like, "I'm not going to help you. You guys are on your own. Fuck you." At that point, I don't know where this is going, Luke, with the snake there. You'll have to send me the rest of that privately so I can I can see what
research.
Research purposes. Anyways, good Lord, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, even as I'm watching that movie, like, and I didn't see it in a theater, but it was, you know, so hugely popular that I think I picked it up at Target on DVD. I was like, okay, this has got to be okay. I mean, everybody fucking loved it. Well, there you go. Everybody in the audience, it's a foot fetish guy. Luke's got you covered. Anyways, even as I'm watching it, the moment she's like, I'm not going to help you. You all have to leave. I'm not even going to try and fix this mess I made. At that point, I'm like, okay, well, let's kill her. I mean, what else is there to do? Let's cut her head off and see if that reverses this crap. And she's all fucking happy singing about, like, let it go. Oh, fuck responsibility. Everyone in my kingdom is dying, but fuck them. And I'm just like, this is the hero? I'm supposed to sympathize with this cunt? Oh. Oh, man. Yeah, Frozen, I mean, the animation is gorgeous in it. The character designs are, was it Auntie Dan once said, those Frozen princesses make me want to bop my baloney. Even the snowman, like, the annoying comic relief, he actually wasn't that annoying. He was actually kind of funny. But yeah, the overall arc of that story, I'm like, yeah, who the fuck am I supposed to be rooting for here? Because it sure as hell ain't Elsa. Somebody says Anna is the better princess. Yeah, at least Anna's not a, like, she's trying to save her kingdom. She's trying to get her sister to stop being an idiot. Like, Anna is portrayed in the story as naive and stupid, yet she's the only one with a functioning moral compass, it seems. Yeah, Frozen, no good. I mean, The Little Mermaid had some questionable morality to it, but not like Frozen. You know what I mean? Like Ariel is kind of shirking her responsibilities and sort of being thoughtless and getting in trouble, but it's not like she doomed her kingdom and then left and said, fuck them, let them deal with that.
Even more strange when you consider the source material for Frozen. It's like a bizarre, overtly Christian adventure story.
Was it Jenna Marbles said once when she was reviewing Frozen, even she was latching on to, like, how come she had to hide her powers? Like, just teach her how to use her fucking powers. Go find some medieval version of fucking Professor X and have him teach her how to use her powers. So he says Bechtloff, best Disney princess. I don't really know that I have a favorite Disney princess. I mean, if you're going off which one I'd most prefer to fuck, I guess it's Ariel, for obvious reasons. But I don't know that I have like a favorite. Like I said, Aladdin's my favorite of those movies. So. So he says, couldn't those rock Smurf things teach her about her powers? Like, couldn't anybody? I mean, like, okay, sweetie, just. Oh yeah, the Brave Princess. I forgot about that. Pixar's damn near worst movie, and it's not even a bad movie. It's just not up to Pixar standards. See, that's the kind of thing where, okay, so like, Brave's a good example where, all right, she's shirking her responsibility as a princess, right? But at the same time, she recognizes that her doing that fuck things up, and she almost doomed her mother, and she's got to fix her fuck up, and people kind of her and her mother sort of come to a bit of an understanding and a compromise, and she recognizes that she's got to at least somewhat take a response. You know what I mean? Like, she's got to find some balance between her desire as an individual and her, obligation to her family and that sort of stuff. So there's at least an attempt at a moral, I know a lot of people in the woke traditionalists just shit on Brave outright as, oh, it's fucking feminist thing. Whatever. It's like I said, it's not as bad as Little Mermaid, and it's nowhere near as bad as Frozen. Yeah, I don't even know if I recognize everybody in this picture you just threw up, Luke. Like, I'm not a Disney expert. Okay, so let's see. We got. Is that the girl from Lilo and Stitch all grown up? I don't know who that is on the far left there.
That's Moana.
Okay. And then next to her, I don't know who that is.
I think that's supposed to be Merida from Brave.
Oh, okay. I'm like, why is Poison Ivy from Batman here? Okay, so we got Cinderella, the girl from Sleeping Beauty. I don't remember her name. Black chick from The Princess Bride. I don't remember her name. Ariel, obviously. Belle, Jasmine, Mulan, Snow White, Tangled chick. That's the girl from Hunchback, I want to say.
Yep.
Okay, and then Pocahontas. And then we got the two chicks from Frozen and oh god damn it. The rabbit hole.
Alice.
Thank you. Why was I having a brain fart and I couldn't remember Alice in Wonderland? I'm like the one with the rabbit hole. And then the chick from Hercules, and I guess the fairies up there, the ones from Sleeping Beauty and Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell's the one person who didn't need to wear something different.
Wait, who's like way in the background between Pocahontas and Esmeralda there?
Oh, that's the girl from Atlantis.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. Me in America. Forgot about that movie. It's not a bad movie either. It's just kind of forgettable.
It was sabotage from the start too, the way they marketed it.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's just So he says, you think some gals will cosplay that picture? I would certainly hope so. I've seen some delightful Disney princess cosplay at Comic Cons. I got to tell you that. Yeah, some absolutely delightful stuff. Well, there you go. Luke's finding some cosplay right now. Hey, find that picture. There's this picture of like some chicks that looks like a lot like Elsa, like standing by like a promo cardboard cutout of like Frozen merchandise or Frozen DVDs or something. And she's got that same like smirk. See if you can find that. He says, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Steve Jerky once again reminding message his page if you super chat at $5. Super chat $5 while this stream's going on, you can get yourself a pack of Steve's Jerky. That's the thing he's offering. So I know Tom Bombadil sent $4.99. He's gonna have to ask Steve if Steve's gonna let that slide, because that's not $5, but that's up to Steve. That's up to Steve. Little Mermaid is, I think, the first one I remember seeing I saw in the theater as a little kid, and I think I saw Beauty and the Beast. I think Beauty and the Beast was the next year. Like I kind of liked Little Mermaid as a kid. It was sort of a girls' movie, but I still kind of wanted to see it, just because I like Disney stuff. But yeah, that was the first of the, I think the Disney Renaissance they call it. But Aladdin was great. When was Aladdin? Like 92? I want to say it was like 92. But that still holds up. I still think it's entertaining as hell. Did you find the Frozen chick, Luke?
No. Is it like how is it again? It's like by a poster or something?
She's standing by, like, those like cardboard cutouts of like the DVD displays. She's standing by some cardboard cutout of Elsa. Like, she's not cosplaying as Elsa. She just really, really looks like Elsa.
Here we are. Here we are. There we go.
Oh, did you find it?
Found it.
There it is. Yep. Yeah, that's bangable right there. That's delightful. How long have we been going on? Yeah, a little over an hour. So he says, Bechtloff, I am interviewing at a box factory tomorrow. Well, how about that? So he says, wow, I love Disney suddenly. I mean, the girls in Frozen were hot, but I'm just saying that was a terrible, terrible movie as far as any kind of a moral. As far as any kind of really coherent plot. Like, it's not just that it had a bad moral, it had it was a bad movie in the sense that people's motivations weren't even making sense. The morals were so screwed up. I mean, like, I shit on Little Mermaid for, being kind of irresponsible in its story. Like I said, Ariel fucks everything up, shows no real remorse. Other people clean up her mess, and she shows no real gratitude. Oh, man. Oh, good God, Luke. That picture you got right there, J. Scott Campbell is the artist. He did a calendar of, sexy fairy tale chicks. I want to say that was 2009. I had that exact calendar where that was one of the months. Look up Cinderella doing chores or washing. There's one where Cinderella is like scrubbing the floor for her evil stepsisters, and she's on all fours with her ass sticking out. J. Scott Campbell is one hell of a babe artist. Oh man, the things he drew of Mary Jane too. You nailed it, Luke. You nailed it. Look at that. Look at that right there. That's fucking whack material right there, straight up. Good God. J. Scott Campbell, you, sir, have a gift from God. I mean, literally, this is a man, just lines on paper, and look at that. But yeah, I loved his Mary Jane art too. He was a hell of an artist. But yeah, I had that calendar he put out the one year of sexy fairy tale chicks. I would buy that calendar every year if he just re-released it. No kidding. So he says, praise the cult of the mirthful Bulbasaur. I tithed 2 weeks ago and got good fortune. Praise the mirthful Bulbasaur. Well, there you go. Donovan Warland says, for everything about Disney, my family's fortunes were partially made on success of that firm. So ... Wow, Luke, thanks. Now I have no idea what I'm typing. Oh, wow. So he says, I hate Elsa's smirk. Well, Elsa's smirk just is the kind of smirk when a woman needs a spanking. That's just all it is. The Wendy from Peter Pan one's pretty delightful, too. Good. J. Scott Campbell, you are just fantastic. Oh, let's see. It looks like the chat's about wrapped up, so I guess I'll probably wrap this up too. Folks, like I said, if you enjoy the show, do consider supporting the show. We got the PayPal, Patreon, and Amazon wish list are all ways to support the show. And also, I believe I mentioned I'm on the Switch Online thing now. I threw up a couple of Mario Maker levels. So I mentioned the code earlier. You can friend me on the Switch if you're on the Switch. And check out Bechtloff, Facebook.com/the Bechtloff. You can find the codes for the levels. I'll have Luke throw them up on the Twitter when he gets a chance. And I threw them up on the Discord too.
Here we go.
Let me real quick before we wrap things up, I'll go ahead and throw a link to the Discord in the chat. If any of you are not in the Discord, you should be, because the Discord is fantastic. It's probably my favorite place on the internet. If I can get the thing to actually pop up. Come on. Just when you want something to load, it won't load. How about that? Here we go. All right. So real quick, folks, if you're not in the Discord, boom, there you go. No, that's the Hangout links. I thought I copied the link. Come on. Copy the link. And boom, there we go. Discord link in the chat. Let's see. But anyways, that's about all we got for today. I want to thank you all for listening. Bechtloff out.